topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from experts on such topics as legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to our experts in community association law, estate planning law, tax relief, Medicare, public insurance adjusters, neuropathy treatment, business brokers, and personal injury law, along with many other topics. Now here's your host for the last 17 years, Steve O.
Afternoon, sunny, hot Florida. Hey, welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the finest experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. This is really crazy. We started with TikTok about 2.5 months ago. Best decision I ever made. And I was just looking down at my cell phone, and all these balloons are coming out, popping, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? I just noticed our show is just starting right now, and we're already over 1,000 views. Over 1,000 likes. And God, it just makes me feel good about the investment we've made here. But I got to tell you, someone asked me the other day and said, who watches and listens to your show? And I said, that's easy, because our top shows are community association law. That's where lawyers represent HOA and condos. And then the other one is public insurance adjusters. And it just tells me that we have a lot of homeowners, a lot of condo owners, a lot of business owners who watch and listen to the show. Well, I'm going to tell you something we found, and I'll tell you the reason why in a minute. We found one of the top public insurance adjusters in the state of Florida, and she just told me she now is licensed in New Jersey. Let me introduce you first. I got so much to tell her. Joy Alicon.
Hi, how are you?
Joy, I love you.
I love you too, Steve.
I am your biggest fan. Joy, when people come on the show, most of them are just happy to, have their own show. Joy takes it a whole step further. You are so creative in your reels that you do, marketing your company. I am going to tell you, I know you're already successful already, but I'm going to tell you, you are going to be one of the top public insurance adjusters in the United States, no doubt.
Oh, Steve, thank you. You always have such great things to say, and you've always been so supportive since we had our first conversation. And, I'm so thankful and I'm just so blessed that you actually have me on your show. It's made a big impact in me and what I do. It makes me so happy to be able to share, what I know with the world.
You told me in the beginning, I just want to educate people. And that struck home when you said that, because about 15 years ago, I had a flood in my house. My homeowner's insurance, first of all, they drug their feet. I'm sure people know about that. And then when they finally came up with a figure, they said $35,000. I know nothing about cabinets, flooring, nothing, roofing, and they knew it. And they offered me, like I said, about $35,000. And I was upset, but I didn't really know what I was upset about. It just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine said, you got to get a public insurance adjuster. So what's the next question? What is a public insurance adjuster, right?
Yeah.
I got one, Joy. Now, every claim is different. So don't go
Yeah.
by just my claim. But I got to tell you, the public insurance adjuster got me $135,000. I know you're not shocked.
No.
No, you're not shocked. So we
Yeah,
got all these new. We're at 1.3K already in likes. Tell
that's great.
people about exclusive PIA.
Yeah, well, just so you know, we have had similar results like yours. We've even had claims that the insurance adjusters or the insurance company's determination was zero, that the homeowner was under deductible, and we've gotten claims like that paid over 100,000 in some cases, sometimes 200,000. It's relevant to opening the coverage. We've had a lot of situations where we've been able to turn around even claims that are full blown denial. It's pretty crazy. But what we do as public adjusters, what a public adjuster does is this is a adjuster that's personally there to help you to submit your claim if you haven't already submitted it, or guide you through the whole claim process. The claim process is something that is tricky, even for us as adjusters, even for those that are trained in this business. There's a lot of different policy changes and things that you have to learn to navigate. And unfortunately, the only time you're ever going to learn that you need a public adjuster is if you have a catastrophe, a disaster in your house where you're going to need, to file a claim. And you will be very surprised at how many people don't file any claim at all because they're afraid. They don't know what to do with their insurance. They're a little bit intimidated by the process. They don't know that they don't need an attorney per se, or that a public adjuster isn't going to charge them anything unless they get paid. So the only way that we could charge you is if you actually receive a check in your hand, So that's why we try to spread as much awareness. That's why I was so happy to be on a show like this, because it's important that people understand what, that the thing that you value the most, your house, you can have help. It's not just the insurance company against you in case of a fire or a hurricane or something bigger.
I want to let people know that we're talking about, residential condos, homes, but you also do businesses also.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's a thing that happens often called business interruption. That's very important. Also, there are certain policies that are very different than a regular homeowner's policy. If you own a business or a commercial property, there's a lot of liability policies and stuff like that. I'm actually right now dealing even with a restaurant owner that had a fire, and the crazy part is that you don't know that you have the right coverage sometimes, or don't, until something like this happens. If you don't reach out to an adjuster or even have your policy really reviewed ahead of time. Unfortunately, in that case, I have a person that has them self-insured but can't do anything with it because they have the wrong coverages. So it's very sad for us that we're here to help. We want to help a person through something like that. Like a flood is another example where that happens all the time, where we'll go to try to assist somebody, or they'll call us because, hey, I have a flood claim, and they think they have the coverage, or they think they have the insurance for it. Unfortunately, they find out the hard way in a lot of cases that they never even had that coverage at all, that they don't have coverage to protect them in case of a flood, for example.
And another area that you're very strong is fire and smoke damage.
Yes. And that is probably one of the types of cases that you would think the most that the insurance is going to, of course, no brainer. Of course, they're going to pay what it is, but you'd be completely surprised. We've had fire claims that were evaluated immediately, like by the insurance company, first payment at $117,000. And after our involvement and getting on the claim, we were able to get them $400,000. I've had another claim that was $58,000. And just by meeting with the insurance adjuster and walking through their estimate and asking them, why didn't you include this? Why didn't you include the roof? What's going on with the siding and stuff like that? The next phone call I got was that they were going to write a check for $216,000. Like, does that sound fair to you? These gaps, these are enormous gaps, and you don't know what to do. All you think is the insurance told you no. Well, okay, I was defeated. That's it. I'm going to walk away. And no, you can't. You cannot stay quiet if you don't feel that you got the proper payment or the proper determination from your insurance. And if you don't know what you don't know, you risk nothing by contacting us, asking us to review your policy, getting a second look. All of these things are important.
I have got so much to share with you. I always wait until the show because I want to kind of get the real caption. And I just, there's a couple companies that do what you do. I call them national companies. They do a lot of national advertising. And we got a call after your show. I'm not going to say the name of the company. They're in the Florida area, but they're everywhere. I see their name every single city. And they called up. They wanted their own show.
I know, you told me.
You got Florida, but this is another one that called up.
And wow.
And he said, I don't know who the young lady is, but this must have been a cousin or relative, Joy. He said, but she really understands the business. And I've actually seen some of her reels.
Oh, awesome. Facebook.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, when the competition says you're good, because normally we get a lot of calls like that, Joy, and they're usually putting down whoever our expert is so they can. But it was such a compliment. And I want to tell you that people are writing us. This is the second one. A lot in Florida because it's hurricane season.
Yeah.
I have had about 20 people just write me and said they've written down your company name.
Great.
And your phone number. And they said, if we get a hurricane this year, I am going to be so prepared because, we tell everybody what they need for a hurricane, but I think the most important thing is having a good public insurance adjuster ready to go.
Yeah. Well, if you are watching this and you've taken down our information, then please reach out to us. Please call us. You can reach us through even our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok. We have a DM where you can hit us up there. If you've taken the time to take our number, then just know that we can offer you even now a free look at your policy. Find out what's on it now. Let's make sure that you know what you are up against. A lot of policies have changed to either cut back on certain things that can be paid on a claim. And a lot of people don't know that. I've seen now that doesn't change the situation, and right now, maybe you can't change the policy depending on the situation, but it's something super important that you know now or that you document now. Our team can help you to do that so that we can help give you guidance. Maybe you guys have questions. We're more than happy to answer them, or even if you've had some claims recently that have gotten either denied or you feel that they were underpaid or, that you don't even know what to do. We have clients that call us before they open a claim. And I have a recent client that he did just that. And he had a very, very legitimate claim, but he didn't know the origin of how it happened exactly. And even I, when I went there, had to really evaluate it. And then it, like, the light bulb went off and it clicked. And that's when I started asking him questions about, for example, Hurricane Milton at the time. And that's when his light bulb went off too. And he was like, that's right. I was not, like I wasn't here or whatever. You know what? I think I have the message for that. And little by little, we put together the pieces and now it started to make sense. Why do I say that? Like, that might sound strange. You know that you can have a wind event that happens, let's say today, and damages your roof, and you're not going to know that you have that damage until months down the road, or maybe even a year later, because once it really starts raining is when you're really going to start seeing some leaks. And even when the leaks start coming in, for the first several months, they might come in just as little drip drops into your attic that nobody knows about. Well, you call professionals like us so that we can go check your attic, check your roof, find out if you actually have missing shingles. How are you going to know? How are you going to know unless you get up on your roof or you fly a drone over it or something like that? You're not going to know unless it's in an area that's really visible from the sidewalk or whatever, that you have those damages. So why not ask some experts that could do it for free, that won't charge you anything for the expert advice or opinion? And then you'll have what you need just in case anything happens in the future, you know who to call.
I'm going to tell people, I hope this doesn't sound sexist at all, but we have a lot of women who watch the show. Hey, women own homes and businesses.
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, I've been doing the show for over 17 years now. This is the first time we've had a public adjuster, female. And you know what, Joy, it's so easy to understand that you know your business so well. I want to know, are you ever surprised that people don't really know what's in their policies?
All the time. It's a surprise, but once you see so much of it, you start to realize that the reality of the situation is, I myself, I'm guilty of the same things, of my own policies and stuff like that. Now, of course, I know what to look for when I look at a policy, but I can understand that that's just kind of human nature. We buy something that we need because if not, you can't buy the house. Or, let's say that if it's for a car or something like that, you're really just doing what you have to do. You really don't want insurance because you don't even think you're going to need it. But then you realize the importance of it. And so once you actually land there and you see case after case that a person could have benefited from either a bigger policy or they have the right policy, but the insurance isn't covering it. When you see a catastrophe up close, something that's damaging somebody's entire home, something that is keeping that person from going to their house because it was flooded out or whatever the case may be, you realize this person paid all this money for insurance. What are they going to do? Or, what is the next plan? You have to know what is the maximum that you could actually receive for something like that. Imagine a situation where you have to rebuild your home because it burnt, but the insurance only wants to pay you $50,000. What are you going to do with that? If you have the right people in your corner, you're going to find the people that are going to help you to get what you need to put you back to pre-loss condition, so that way you can rebuild your house and do what you need to do and get your life back on track.
Joy, we got a couple minutes left. Your show goes by so fast, but tell people the difference in your company and other companies out there.
The difference between my company and all other companies. Ooh, you put me against the competition here.
It's okay. You can be honest.
If I could tell you the truth, I can't speak for other companies. I can only speak for myself. And I have tons and tons of friends in this industry that are on the same side of the fence as me, that are public adjusters. And you know what? I highly respect and love public adjusters out there that are like me, that have a real passion in their heart for wanting to help somebody through a situation. It's not just about the money that you're going to get, because trust me when I tell you, when we take on these claims, we could potentially get zero, no matter how much work we put into it. Because again, our contracts, they're based off of contingency. The only way I can get paid is if you get paid. So how am I going to sign you up only thinking about what I'm getting paid? So guess what? The majority of us public adjusters, we actually have a whole lot of heart in it. And it hurts us if you can't get paid. We make it our business to help you get paid. You know, of course, this is our bread and butter. This is a business, but we know that if we don't do right by you, we'll never eat again. Number one. Number two, we know that we want to do right by you because you're going and experiencing something, and what the skills that we offer and can get you in this, you know, like basically make you go from a night and day situation where you're completely experiencing one of the worst moments of your life. It's so rewarding for us to hand you a check where you could get things back to where they were. So I can't speak for other adjusters, but I know tons of adjusters that they are just as passionate, just as driven. And, you know, I've just been blessed that I've been able to learn as much as I have and educate people and be on a platform like this. I actively seek those situations. So
well,
I would say maybe that's the only difference.
That I'm going to twist her arm to see if we can get her in our New Jersey market. Just tell people that are listening right now on iHeart and on Spotify, how do people reach you?
Yes, so you can reach us. We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and we have a YouTube channel. What did I leave out? TikTok? I don't know. I don't know. I just listed everything, but you could call us also by phone, 800-593-9853. That is our business line, and it's for all of the states that we actually service. We have a team that will pick up the phone for any of these calls. They go directly to us. So don't worry, you're not getting this long list of options. It just rings right to us. You can reach us through those messages. You could also go on our website. Our website is exclusivepiaclaims.com. But generally, if you look us up on any of the socials and even on our YouTube channel now, you'll find us as Exclusive PIA. We are property insurance adjusters, and you know we're here basically in the business of helping everybody that has a property loss recover.
Well, I'm also going to try to get Joy on one of our community association law firm shows in Florida. Joy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Joy will be back in with us next month. We so appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you too. God bless you too. Thank you again for having me on your platform.
Thanks, Joy. We're going to go to break. Folks, I hope you wrote her phone number down. You never know when there's going to be an emergency. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.